Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and we are once again back at it for some more Arknights because we got a story to finish up before I could get back to Talos-II. So much has happened in the past week. Enfield launch. I've been playing Enfield every single day. I've finally caught up with where we stopped in the main story in the beta, and there's nothing past that. They didn't save any content past the beta content at all. I was kind of disappointed by that. So we got actually no more main story in Enfield for now. Although a lot more side quests have been added to launch, so when we get back to it, we're probably going to be doing those. I'm already Authority 50. I've saved up 120 free-to-play pulls for Yvonne's banner within like a month. I'm not pulling on Surtur. I have an ice team going on. Even if I did pull Surtur, I don't have any XP or a team that can make full advantage of her, so I'm probably just gonna save everything for Yvonne. So that's a little update on everything I've been doing in Enfield so far. But yeah, we're back in OG Arknights. We got a story to continue. A recap of everything that happened last time in ATO. Hoshiguma returned to Mitsukue, apparently getting baited back by what's-his-face, because the Yakuza are having a little power struggle. Also, Haruka, the idol, Momoka. She goes by Momoka. I think Haruka's her stage name. Or her operator name. She goes by Momoka in the story. So, they wanna... she found something in Hoshiguma's old home. It was a broken blade that belonged to Hoshiguma's father, who was the founder of her Yakuza clan. So apparently, with the Yakuza also owning most of the businesses in Mitsukue, they just want to make her disappear. So now she's getting protected by Hoshiguma. So there's that. I think that's about everything. Also, I think there's a Beast Lord running around. An invisible one riding a unicycle. I don't think it's a yokai. I think it's a Beast Lord. Which Beast Lord? I have no idea. We haven't seen Suzerain's father yet. I know Suzerain's father makes an appearance in this event. I just don't know where he slots into it. We have a lot going on with the Yakuza. So yeah. Momoka has Hoshiguma's father's blade. And I think she'll need it to claim rights on the Yakuza clan. And wrestle it away from Bozo. I already forgot his name. Anyway, on Saturday, we will do EX stages and S stages. Mainly because yesterday I was too busy making the factory grow. Factory must grow. And then, hopefully by next Sunday, we're gonna finish our story reading of ATO. Let's see. One free pull. Can Haruka come home in one free pull? Let's find out. It's wild that they also put the slow roll in Enfield. They added a slow roll just so you could get baited. I haven't had a single freak out in Enfield so far. That's a white bag. Wow. Thanks, Hypergriff. Thanks. Also, worst outcome, I got 2 Ayas. I got 2 Ardelias. I don't have a single other 6-star aside from Enmin and Ardelia. I kind of got mad about that. But at least Ardelia is an S tier support. She deals a lot of debuff and healing at the same time. She kind of slots into many teams. So I can't build any other team actually. Aside from a Frost physical one. I'm using a hybrid one right now. I'm using Enmin, Estella, Alesh, and Aya. It takes advantage of the fact that Enmin can deal crush damage that can consume Originium crystals plus solidification from the frost damage. A physical frost hybrid team actually kind of works out. Don't need to do a full frost one. Okay, is that everything? Okay. Let's get back into the thick of things with ATO. Where did we stop? What chapter did we stop? Also, I completely forgot about the notebook. But I've just been spending sanity, so it should be fine. We stopped at AT-3, methinks. So we go AT-4. I think we'll stop at AT-6. Okay. AT-4. Yakumonogatari. Gatari. Every page of the old diary records the name of a participant. When the last story is told, the last page is turned. The last candle is blown out. Reflected under city lights. Without a care or fears how we live in life. So where are we hiding out? Oh, meanwhile. Mifune-san? How are you doing with that task I gave you? Our Diet members finally approved the separation of the Kinseki group from the Kinseki Kai. As long as you now accept the role of the chairman, the Kinseki group and the Kinseki Kai can go their separate ways. Then why don't we hold a succession ceremony during tomorrow's fireworks festival? What do you think? Desai's views have not changed. Now he even has Hoshiguma on his side. Is one day really going to be enough time for us to... Yes. I saw your brow twitch. I know what you're thinking. You know I don't joke about things like this, yet you still don't believe me. Basically, you think that I shouldn't have forced you to forge a letter in the old man's name, and that calling Hoshiguma back here did nothing but cause trouble for everyone. Is that it? Well, now we know who wrote it. I thought it was him. Actually, it was Mio. 20 years ago, Hoshiguma and that shield of hers spilled quite a bit of blood. After all, it was the last thing the old man forged. Mio, have you ever been to his home? Yes, many years ago. What is his house full of? Televisions. That's right, televisions. The old man might be stubborn, but his instincts are still sharp. Some of the time. He knew that if the Kinseki Kai continued their unending torrent of bloodshed, we were bound to be destroyed sooner or later, so he set his sights on Originium crystalline components. He quickly converted his metalworking shop into a workshop for crystalline components, and it was an instant success. After that, the old man no longer had time to forge the legendary weapons he loved most.
Just as his crystal business was taking off, the old man suddenly acquired the materials and techniques to forge shields from a fallen noble house of the Mitsumoto faction. They say that he spent nearly half of the group's liquid assets to acquire them. That shield, the last shield the old man ever forged, the shield he had spent so many assets to acquire. Do you ever think it might have had some special significance to the Kinseki guy?
What if it's the true inheritance of the group? What if he who holds the shield holds the group? And that's why they needed Hoshiguma to come back.
The transition of a new leader. Even you knew that, but the old man just let the matter sit there. He kept putting it off and off, all the way until the Southern Court was about to hold the first meeting of its diet. You young ones grew up with the diet, but back in my day, no one even knew what it was. We thought the diet was going to revamp the bureaucracy as soon as they took office, but it took them a few years to get around to it. Back then, all we'd heard was the diet members were to be chosen from among the commoners. The entire Southern Court were in an uproar, and then that poor fool Koreto emerged.
The candidate? The one Hoshiguma murdered?
Yes, he had a whole heap of political views, but his core aim was to drive us, the Kinseki guy, out of Kajimachi. He roused a bunch of useless rabble and had them shouting and yelling outside Kajimachi all day and night. It made it impossible for us to do business. The old man? No, not just him. The whole Kinseki guy didn't take Koreto seriously at first, but every day, he recruited more and more troublemakers.
So you decided to get rid of him?
Yes. You know the rest of the story, of course. After Koreto died... Koreto? The Kinseki guy learned what public fury looks like. That was also when I learned that, to the 4 great clans, the members of the Diet are nothing but stage props. But to us, they're people who could decide our fate with a single word.
With all due respect, you could just come out and say it. If Chairman Desai refuses to yield, you'll need Hanya at the succession ceremony.
I say, sometimes you really do just sound like him. Of course, Desai lording it over me is one thing. Hearing it from someone as steadfast and frank as you is another thing entirely. In truth, once the Kinseki group splits from the Kinseki Kai, I obviously can't stay as chairman. Is there anyone else besides you who could take my place? The day I step into politics and build a power base of my own, you and your Kinseki Kai won't be forgotten.
I see. So he wants to plant Mio as the leader, as the clan leader, while he splits off and does his own political machinations with the businesses, the conglomerate, the Kinseki Kai group, the Kinseki group. Mifune bursts out laughing to himself. The woman before him remains expressionless. Is it habitual impassivity, incredulity, or mere indifference to Mifune's grand vision? There is no way to tell.
For now, Momoka is still our top priority. She knows too much and she's in cahoots with that information broker.
Okay, they started targeting Momoka after she picked up the broken sword. I thought the broken sword was the shield. What signifies claiming the group? Why is the sword important?
She even leapt out of a window just to keep Sanaguchi's broken blade on her. Don't you understand what that means?
Mifune-san?
You were too kind-hearted to kill her, and you were willing to admit that to me. That's good. I can promise you this much. We can consider our plan to infect her with oripathy. First, however, you must bring her to me. That broken blade she's carrying, you must recover its guard no matter the cost.
The guard? Is there something inside the hilt?
Secondly, there's no way she could continue her career as an entertainer. From now on, she'll only she'll have to remain firmly under our control. Are you okay with that?
You're most magnanimous.
No. When you bring her here, she should be the one thanking you.
For leaving her alive and infecting her? Wait! Oh, I see where we are now. That's how they insert Suzerain's father into the story. We hide out at their shrine. The sun slowly climbs overhead. Although no other visitors are present, the garden no longer seems empty and quiet, with 4 humans and a kami walking through it. Kami? Kichise begins thrusting forward anything and everything she has that a woman could conceivably scrawl a signature on. Startled by this sudden barrage, Momoka keeps her autographing hand moving without pause. On the other side of the courtyard, the Kanushi cradles the kami, who only moments ago was darting about. The kami speaks to Shiguma. The kami? They're referring to Suzerain's dad as the kami? Huh. Also, look at my mans. My man's and his 9 tails, bright green eyes that he passed down to Suzerain, the purple charm that both Fulpus Folia and Suzerain have. Look at his man's Geno ass looking.
You must understand, the kami was the one who wanted to play games with you.
Oh wait, no, the kami was who I assume to be the Beast Lord that was riding the unicycle. Okay, they refer to it as the kami.
As a Kanushi, I could only stand and watch. I couldn't interfere. Please forgive me, Hoshiguma-san.
Hey yo, that's a Beast Lord! Wait a minute, that's a weasel. A weasel Beast Lord? What's attached to you? What is that? You can turn invisible? Well, you sure were happy to watch, weren't you?
Was I? I think so.
Wholeheartedly serving the kami is bound to lift one's mood. I imagine you felt it too just now. Hoshiguma-san and you, Momoka-san.
I'm more interested to why it broke into my house in the middle of the night.
What do you mean? You talk like I'm some kind of dangerous fiend. Wouldn't you think it was strange if someone was clearing out junk from a cursed home and then went to sleep in said haunted house?
It's her said haunted house. Just because it's a haunted house. There's so many killings in Mitsuku, and Kajimachi's hardly a peaceful place. Why did you have to go snooping around my home in particular?
Because of the Kaidan stories.
Are you or are you not involved with those Kaidan stories? Tell me.
Simply appearing at the same time that a few strange events occur, and being the one who spawned the haunted house in the Kaidan stories are 2 very different things, alright? It wasn't me. If I could spawn Kaidan stories all by myself, what would I be doing riding a unicycle all over the place?
So basically you were just tagging along for fun, but people mistook you for a Kaidan from the legend.
Not bad. You're pretty sharp. I'm telling you, being a kami is a job that depends entirely on the whims of fate. I guess they referred to this Beast Lord as a kami here. How do you drive this unicycle? Oh wait, I see it. You turn the handle. Wait, how does that work? There's only one wheel! How does turning the handle swerve the unicycle? Don't think too hard about it, I guess. Iskizuna Jinja is about to bring people together. It's about bringing people together. Most of you spend your whole lives dealing with other people, and there's probably nothing more important than the bonds you form, don't you think? When times are stable, people pray for the existing bonds to last. When times are turbulent, they pray for these bonds to carry them through, or for new ones to form. But over the past decade or so, fewer and fewer people have come here. These days, on our best days, we only get a dozen or so visitors.
Is this true, Kanushi-sama? It's exaggerating a bit, but we indeed have been getting far fewer visitors the past few years.
Some kami are lazy. The few visitors they get, the happier they are. I'm not like that. If it's always this low, I'm going to die of boredom, you know? Okay, so they transported the They transported the temple visiting culture in Japan, and the Kamis, meaning there are more Beast Lords in Higashi? And do they each have their own temple or shrine? I think that's what that implies here. Oh wait, that's another Beast Lord! Speaking of lazy...
What?
There's a lazy one right at your feet. Hoshiguma looks down at her feet, but there is nothing there, only the stone floor of the shrine. Yeah, Beast Lords can only be seen if they want to be perceived. Hey, show yourself! You're a shrine star, no? Slacker, Kami. Hoshiguma reaches down to feel around her feet. The priest can see that Hoshiguma's hand is touching the center of the Kami's body, yet Hoshiguma doesn't even realize she's touched anything at all. Here's a reason our shrine is known for forging bonds. Whenever he feels like someone has been having good luck in love or relationships, it'll show itself. Does that mean Hoshiguma's been having bad luck since it doesn't show itself? But if it thinks you haven't had much luck in relationships lately, or that you're about to have a run of terrible luck, it'll flat out refuse to show itself. I've said all that, and yet it still doesn't want to appear before you. It sounds like you're in for some bad luck.
Your actions will determine your future. You don't have to take its words at face value, Hoshiguma-san.
Why are you speaking against your own Kami? Basically, when people get bored, they tend to pursue random aims. Kami are no different. Right after you disappeared, the Kaidan tale started to spread through Mitsukue. There's nothing wrong with chasing a few Kaidan to pass the time, is there? Why the silent treatment? You fear the imminent misfortune?
Not really. I just didn't expect that a Kami would chase after something so fleeting and unreal.
Why, you little...
Regardless, you're not the Kami Moriuchi's looking for.
Of course not.
But might I trouble you to come travel with us? Talk is cheap. If you could just chat with him the way you're chatting with me and Momoko for a bit.
Anushi-sama, help! This only wants to steal away your beloved Kami!
These past few years, Moriuchi has given me many gifts, including a never-ending supply of Odin.
Humph. Forget it. I'm a softie after all. I'll go with you. Hoshiguma, have you finished your chat with the priest?
We're almost finished. Where's Kichise?
She left already. She had to go back and mind the store. Is this girl coming with us?
Yes, Momoko is coming too. She knows all the Kaidan stories. That should be enough to convince you to tag along, yeah?
I already told you I was going. I didn't need more convincing, so why does it matter that she's coming with? Despite its words, Akami still pedals his unicycle to Momoka, sniffing to the left and peeking to the right, looking thoroughly intrigued. Little girl, I've seen many of your TV shows. Have you been afflicted with some kind of curse? How should I know? I'm actually afraid of the Kaidan. I just want a quiet life without all the weird stuff. You're not the least bit curious about them. I just want to advance my entertainment career. The Kaidan stuff helped me broaden my audience, but I don't really feel that's the best way to do it. Entertainers should rely on their own talents to bring people joy. That's how it should be done. There aren't too many people who still think like you do. Interesting. By the way, I wanted to ask you something. Last night, some really scary stuff happened in my house. Out of nowhere, my TV started controlling itself. It showed clips of me singing cut together with those blaring emergency alerts. Then at the end, I have no idea why, but it played a really scary video. Tisk. What was the video about? Some cryptid? A bloody murder scene? None of those things. It was a video of Mio-san. And soon after the video ended, she actually did show up at my place. Wasn't that just your TV on the fritz? That's not the kind of Kaidan I'm looking for. So you were not involved with it? It's not?
You've been studying these Kaidan, don't you think they're actually just humans messing around?
You really don't get it, do you? If the ghost stories were all just human mischief, would I be investigating them in the first place? Each of these Kaidan defy any conceivable explanation. When people can't figure out the cause of something, guys like Moriuchi just go and pin the blame on us kami. And if even a kami can't figure out what's going on, that just means there's someone or something stronger, more mysterious, and way more thrilling than me pulling the strings behind the scenes. But you're the one riding the unicycle. That doesn't matter. Don't try to change the subject. So you mean you're chasing Kami? You're chasing the Kami above the Kami? Exactly. Kichise? You swap terminal numbers with Kichise? Yes, the agency doesn't usually let me interact with fans, and she's such a big one. Hello, Kichise? I think she got kidnapped. Why did she have to separate with the group? Also, when did we pick up Kichise? I completely forgot. What? What? That's not true. I didn't mean it. That's not what I meant. Right, I never once said I was running. Yes, You can't talk now. You think you're being followed. Okay, well, Oh, the shrine too? Right, I'll tell everyone right away. Be careful. Someone spread the word that you're running away. Kichise said it was spreading all over the forums. It didn't seem like some random rumor, more like something Kinseki channel deliberately leaked. What's up with Kichise then? The Kinseki guy was tailing her. She also said the area around the shrine might not be safe. She saw people sneaking around when she stepped out through the shrine gate. The next time you see Kichise, please thank her for me. You really don't need to be too worried. Whether or not the Yakuza are running around Mitsukue, even if they dare to invade the shrine, they're just causing themselves trouble. If you need to take shelter within the shrine grounds, you can head inside. I'll handle everything else. If you'd rather leave, I'll show you the way out. Take the side path. I think we'd better leave. The longer we stay here, the more men they can deploy to get around here to get to us. Momaka, you're gonna have to ride the scooter. Okay, I've been riding all night. I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. Then we'll be going, Kanushi-sama. If I go with you, are those Yakuza going to chase me too? We'll try our hardest not to attract any attention. Then I'll be the one providing cover. By cover, you mean? You're going to help us draw away the Yakuza, right? That's pretty much the idea. Playing those slow-witted Yakuza fools every now and then. Well, it's not as thrilling as chasing Kaidan, but it does pass the time. I'll make a break through the front gate, first to distract the dumb Yakuza goons. You all slip out the back and we'll rendezvous at the morons Yatai. Yatai? Before anyone even has a chance to respond, the unicycle shoots through the shrine gate like lightning. Its pedals spinning fast, so fast, they're just a blur. Seems like that Kami really cares about you. Yeah. But now's not the time for sentimentality. You two come over here. I'll show you the way. Suzerain's Papa is so nice. This path is pretty well hidden. Yes, but that's not to say that no one will find it. Get out of here quickly as you can. Thank you for your help and generosity. Don't mention it. Reporter's voice. There's something moving over this way! Come on, bring your camera over here. I think there's someone here.
This area is still part of the shrine grounds. Are you sure it's okay for us to just barge in here?
What matters more? Mifune-san's orders or some dumb shrine rules? Get over here! You don't need to start throwing hands like a street thug, you just need a mic and a camera in your set. Can you think of an easier gig? Get over here! Kanushi-sama, what do we do now? The Kanushi says nothing. The easygoing look he's worn with an occasional hint of self-satisfaction is nowhere to be found. You two, please wait here for a moment. You're going to go fight them? Just the usual routine, clearing away a bit of lingering evil. The priest gives the gohei a casual flick. The wind chimes fall silent as the leaves quiver. The air suddenly turns thin and clear. Gleaming fire gushes from the wide sleeves of his robe, like streams of spring water, neither surging or even trembling, only drifting quietly through the air, until a gust of wind sweeps through from the shrine gate. It is a cruel wind, sharp as a knife, and the kind no kami would raise in idle sport with humankind. Seeing the faint foxfire flare up in the rear courtyard, the kami at the shrine gate lets go of his handlebars and rises to its feet. With a trace of pride, it lifts a forepaw and sweeps it through the air. The crystalline flames burst like exorcising thunder, and the Shimenawa hung around the shrine instantly ignite with foxfire, severing the mortal world from the divine realm. The fierce wind erupts from along the edge of the divine realm, tearing away every camera, drone, and listening device along with their camouflage and hurling them into the air.
Whoa! That was some wind! Why is all our equipment flying all over the place?
The Gohei slices into the wind and shears apart the surging foxfire. The wind strips the casings off the surveillance equipment while the flames shoot through each newly exposed core with perfect precision. The surveillance equipment ignites with brilliant silent white flames. A moment later, bursts apart and falls to the ground as bits of scorched charcoal.
Kanushi-sama? Are you actually an arts master?
Just a few little tricks is all. Nothing spectacular. Now's your chance. Get going.
He's so cool. Suzerain's Papa is so cool. AT-4. After. Meanwhile, back at the broker.
Hoshiguma and Momoka. Did you need something to tide you over for now? Or do you mean to tell me you've already completed your task?
I don't need anything to eat. I'm pretty full. I feel like I swallowed enough wind on the way over here.
Kinseki Kai are still chasing you. Thanks to the Kami-sama's guidance, and by taking a less traveled route, the journey back went relatively smoothly. Kami-sama, you mean... Don't celebrate just yet. Yes, we found the Kami-sama, but not the one you were looking for. That doesn't matter. It's not a problem.
It doesn't matter!
You're...
See? I told you.
No. I don't have anything here to offer you a proper welcome. But how about some Oden broth to warm you? No, have all the Oden you want.
I'm not as into Oden as you make as certain others.
Kami-sama, I wonder if you...
Wonder what? You're wondering if I've ever seen a Maneki Neko you keep talking about? The Neko's the one you're looking for, not me.
Maneki Neko. A cat beast lord.
No, getting to meet a Kami is a blessing from heaven. Why would I ever be picky?
Your eyes betray you. Back when the Neko would still talk to me, it talked to me about you. The one it described was nothing like you here. You were just a kid then, treating it the way any kid would treat a friend.
That is why it left me.
How should I know? It remembers you, but just as one of the thousands of people it's met in its life. It would never waste its time telling me why it left you. I came to you for other reasons.
No problem. What do you need from me? Money or information?
Information, of course. Information about the Kaidan. You think we Kami are responsible for all the Kaidan in Mitsukue, but I promise you, we have basically nothing to do with any of them.
Aren't you, in fact, the one Yudo from Legend?
I admit that I speed my unicycle down the street every day, but what else makes you think I'm the one Yudo?
The old building behind the police station on Doku Street. The cursed elevator. The building only has 15 floors, yet the elevator has a button for the 16th. That extra floor is actually hell. People have disappeared there. Sometimes the Maneki Neko in the lobby, which is normally fixed to the front desk, just vanishes, only to reappear the next day.
Oh, the Maneki Neko is one of those lucky cat things.
This seems to be correlated to when the 16th floor appears. The phenomena isn't limited to the old building. Many others have told me that their Maneki Nekos disappear and reappear at odd times. Speaking specifically about the old building though, every time the entrance to hell thing happens, the Maneki Neko disappears.
You have some pretty detailed knowledge here, but I can tell you for sure that the Maneki Neko in that building has nothing to do with the kami you're looking for, even if they do look alike.
What's your proof?
Why do I need proof? I'm a kami. Shouldn't I be able to discern between kami and lookalikes?
You're just talking. You haven't proved anything.
Where's all the deference you just had a minute ago?
Well,
I'm not calling you out or blaming you. I like the frankness better than the whole show you were putting on before. Besides, I've also explored that old building pretty carefully. First, there's no hidden button. The button on the 16th for the 16th floor is right above the button for the 15th floor. It's just covered by a steel plate. Kami didn't do that, and no human could lift that steel plate.
so you're saying the button for the 16th floor has been there all along, just covered by a steel plate?
Pale look comes over Moriuchi's face.
See, even you think it's silly, right? Second, that Maneki Neko can actually be pressed down. If you press hard enough, the whole thing sinks below the counter.
Did you push it?
Yeah, I pushed it, and nothing amazing happened. When the receptionist came back, he fiddled with the desk a bit, and the thing popped back up. Then the receptionist started answering the phone, a long string of calls, and kept apologizing and stuff. That was it.
Oh! Wait a minute! What if it's a secret button for the Kinseki group? That if ever they need to call for an emergency, they press the Maneki Neko down on their desks.
See? What we have here is a quirky receptionist, and you're saying it's a Kaidan.
Kinda feels like Moriuchi's a shit information broker.
So that's just a weird habit of his. How can that be?
Well, what else could it be? You think he's pushing the Maneki Neko below the desk because he has a grudge against the Neko? What is it, girl? Have you filmed the show in the building or something? No, but when a variety show came to film here, one of my coworkers floated that idea, only to get an earful from the producer at our agency.
Ooh. The agency.
You chewed him out.
The producer went on about a bunch of stuff I barely understood, something about a Takeba being a Kinsekikai business. I guess it's some kind of restaurant and they didn't want a TV show hurting their business.
Takeba.
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 Yes? What's wrong? Teka is the name of a Higanese fin beast dish, so wouldn't Takeba just be a restaurant that sells teka?
Takeba is a code word for casino.
Ah. Oh.
That explains a lot.
So I guess hell is just a Kinsekikai casino. And anyone who wanders in there by mistake is made to keep their mouth shut.
Ah, the 16th floor is a casino.
The button for the 16th floor has to be triggered by some kind of mechanism. It probably leads to a hidden mezzanine or even a basement.
Mezzanine?
That Maneki Neko is probably some kind of signaling device. Press it and it sends a message. That's why after our dear Kami-sama pressed it, the receptionist apologized to them.
Momaka lets out a sigh. It's hard to tell whether it's out of pity for Moriuchi or out of relief that there isn't a real Kaidan. The nosy Kami scratches its head. In mild irritation, it clearly wasn't expecting the Kaidan tale to end like this. Moriuchi's face grows ever more pale until the sweat flows down from his eyebrows.
That must just be a coincidence.
You're kind of obsessed with the Kami. A lot of the strange occurrences in this town are probably just human-made coincidences. Is it because you're obsessed about the Maneki Neko?
After all these years, some Kaidan tales have been debunked, but there are still so many that no one can explain. The 16th floor hell thing might just be a coincidence. There's also the last remaining Fukuike diner. I remembered Kami mentioning to me that it liked that place, back when I still kept in touch with it. After that restaurant was torn down a couple years ago, people would sometimes say they caught the scent of fried food drifting through the air. Other people even claimed that they could see the diner still standing on the empty lot. Only they could never get close to it.
That lot has been empty ever since the restaurant was torn down. I remember that place. I wanted to go try it, but when it was still around. But the owner wouldn't let me in, and I ended up going somewhere else. The restaurant closed not long after the TV show aired. For the few days after, rumors started flying that I cursed the restaurant's owner. People would say that the Kaidan Queen is at it again, or that spiteful woman took her revenge, stuff like that. The Kinsekikai are the ones that tore it down.
Obviously I know that, but we're talking about what happened after it got torn down. Momoka, didn't you and your film crew just visit the lot after that?
Yes, but when we came there, I didn't see any restaurant. I smelled some fried food, but that was it.
Anyone can easily make the place smell like fried food. Take the Kaidan out of it, and the thing boils down to the Kinsekikai wanting to force the Fuku family out of business, right? First, they planted the idea that something spooky might be going around there.
I got hiccups.
Then they tore the place down. Finally, they sent Momoko over for one last visit. But the Aooni, the haunted house.
Moriuchi, you're standing right in front of the Aooni.
Moriuchi-san, are you really going to stand here and talk to me about that? No offense, but if you didn't cause the deaths that happened in that house, then it could have still been the work of a kami. Even this kami-sama only started chasing Kaidan after the haunted house rumor took off, right?
That is true.
Momoka, did you just recently film a TV show at the haunted house?
Yes, but it wasn't a ghost who scared me. It was Hoshiguma. I tried to pick something off the floor to hit her with and...
Don't forget, out of a house full of trash, she just had to pick up that broken blade. We searched everywhere and couldn't find it, so we had no choice but to hastily forge a fake one. Even if she didn't do it intentionally, that changed everything.
Momoka?
No.
Though she may be saying no, Momoka's hands are shaking, pulls the broken blade out.
Hoshiguma, this is just a broken blade, right? Mifune wouldn't kill me over this thing, right?
Broken blade?
I picked it up at your place the day we filmed the show, and then last night when my TV went haywire in the middle of the night, I thought I heard Mifune-san say it was because I picked up this blade.
Look at this blade guard. This is from the Sanaguchi's heirloom blade, isn't it? Sanaguchi used to love showing it off. Sanaguchi, the second victim in the haunted house. The one who used his family blade to kill his wife and then take his own life.
Oh, okay. So this is... It's not Hoshiguma's father's.
But more than one police officer told me that blade had been locked up in the evidence room. How could it be sitting in your family's old house?
Did you just take the police at face value? Okay. Moriuchi has got to be the worst information broker we've ever seen. Holy fuck, you make Lee's detective agency look competent. What the hell? You're taking police at face value?
Mifune-san must want that blade, so he gave the police some false evidence, right?
Then why isn't the blade in his collection? Why would it end up in my house and broken in two?
Because it's evidence that ties back to the Kinsekikai. The reason people died in Hoshiguma's house was because the Kinsekikai group didn't want people rummaging through her old man's secrets.
Besides, when a gangster goes mad and kills himself, the Yakuza practically welcome the cops to investigate. Just to watch them come up empty and leave the place in frustration. There's no reason for them to forge evidence. Unless Sanaguchi didn't kill himself. Unless Kinbi murdered him.
Momoka stands there stunned. She stares at Hoshiguma. The expression on Momoka's face is even more blank and stunned than Moriuchi's. It's as if she's awakening from one nightmare only to step in another one.
You're joking, right? Those Kaidan tales, the ones that scared me half to death, how could they not be real? The agency might be shameless, but there's no way that all these years they've been fabricating all sorts of...
The Kinseki group used the Kaidan tales to cover up their crimes in Kajimachi. Oh, it makes sense. And by giving Kajimachi a bad reputation, it forces people to move out so that the Kinseki group can take over whatever territory is left with Tensai. Oh, it makes sense.
And Sanaguchi, his death was suspicious, but the others...
Her voice grows softer and softer, then stops. She subconsciously looks to Moriuchi, who intentionally avoids making eye contact. She suddenly realizes that she has been looking at Moriuchi because she thought he shared her pain, while he averted his gaze because he didn't want to admit the truth.
So all those businesses that closed after I visited them? Those live streams where I did as I was told and weird things kept happening where people got hurt? Those eerie noises, the ghosts, the fleeting shadows, were they all fake? Even the Aooni in the haunted house, the legends I believe so completely, the ones that scared me out of my wits these past few days, the starting point of all the tales in Mitsukue, were they all fake? Momoka Hanyu, the singer wrapped up in Kaiden tales. My agency never even cared about my career. To them, I've just been nothing more than a cover for the Kinseki Kai? That can't be right, can it, Moriuchi-san?
What?
Moriuchi-san? It's an ambush. Get behind me.
Momoka is still frozen in place. Hoshiguma steps forward, positioning the Hanya mask between her and the collapsed Moriuchi, shielding them both. As if in an answer to Momoka's question, the surface of the shield crackles with the fury of tiny explosions.
Kami-sama, check on Moriuchi. Was he poisoned or struck by something?
There's a burn mark on his neck, and this thing here fell on the floor.
Isn't this a flash drive he used to move data between terminals? I've seen people throwing these things about at I've seen people throwing these things at electronic equipment to disable it, but lately they've been throwing them at people instead. Why?
Ninja!
Ninja?
Don't try to resist.
Who sent you?
That's not important. Come with me.
There's no way Mifune-san sent you, right?
That's the first time I've ever heard anyone ask that question.
Please tell me, the Kaiden tales are all true. My career isn't being used as a cover for Mifune or Kinbi.
The ninja replies only with a weapon, which looks like a blade but different. The blade has yet to move but remains pointed squarely at Hoshiguma's chest. Spies, schemers, arsonists, even assassins, people who spend their entire lives in the shadow, never daring to show their faces in public. Since the National War several centuries ago, these people who call themselves ninja have moved through the hidden currents of history. Are we gonna get a Shirayuki reference? Shirayuki's the only ninja that we know so far. Since then, countless figures of power, daimyo, kugyo, zaibatsu magnates, and clan leaders have all assembled their own shadowy organizations. Okay, there are different ninja clans.
What? You hid yourself well, but you're not quick enough on the draw.
Smoke bomb! Hoshiguma plants a foot on the flash drive she just blocked. It gives a sharp electronic whine, then bursts apart with a loud pop.
Keeping up with the times, huh? A flash drive with a high voltage charge works on both people and machines.
It's a stun grenade! They turn flash drives into stun grenade in Arknights, Japan. The two ninjas exchange a glance. One draws a short blade, the other a long sword, and together they lunge at Momoka from opposite sides.
You can't leave well enough alone.
Hanya spins in Hoshiguma's hands, a blazing circle of fury. The long sword's edge strikes it and buckles, shattering to pieces. The ninja with a dagger dives it to the ground. dives to the ground, dodging the whirling shield before it can shred limbs. Only then does the third figure, hidden all this time in the shadows, appear, sending a cluster of flash drives silently hurtling towards Hoshiguma's unprotected head. Pocket drives! It's too late to call out a warning, so Momoko leaps to her feet, trying to imitate a movie scene. She swings her shoulder bag in an attempt to bat the little drives back. Momoko takes a direct hit. Ow. Well, shit. She tried to block the bag. She just got stunned herself. There's a faint crackling sound. She doesn't even have the time to cry out before she crumples to the floor, limp as a rag, just like Moriuchi. Gah!
Momoka!
You're the last one standing. You either come with me quietly or you end up on the floor like them.
Overestimating your own abilities is never a good thing.
Enough talk. Have at you. The projectiles come from every direction, expected and otherwise, only to shatter against the whirling Hanya. She's trying to run while carrying the other two on her back. Stop her! Hoshiguma's so strong. Hoshiguma charges the nearest ninja head-on. The black-clad assassin slams into the shield, snapping many ribs. She's about to break through the encirclement when her shoulder suddenly feels light. Something has yanked Moriuchi up in the air.
A hook?
Moriuchi is still dangling in midair when Momoko is snatched up like a doll caught up in the crane machine. Gotcha! Hanya slices through the rope attached to the grappling hook. Momoko drops down safely into Hoshiguma's arms, while the Oden Yatai owner is flung by the momentum and lands in a heap in front of his own cart. One of the ninjas seizes the Oden man, leaps into the air, and vanishes among the buildings of Nita Street. No, they took Moriuchi!
Hoshiguma?
You came pretty quickly.
My neck really hurts.
Looks like scorch marks. I think you got zapped. Rinse it and cover it, and it shouldn't leave a scar. There might be more attackers coming in from Kajimachi. Do you have anywhere we could lie low for a bit?
My place, but I bet Kinbi's already sent guys over there.
Doesn't matter. We'll hide in plain sight. They won't expect us to go there, and if someone is there, we'll go somewhere else.
Perfect. That way I can bring Hasuke along too.
Hasuke? Never mind. I'll explain later. The longer we stall, the more goons will show up. Which way to your place? Let's go. Kami-sama, you are already gone.
Well, he bailed on us. He or she? It's a beast lord. Okay, I really need to pee, so I will be right back. I've returned and emptied my bladder. Okay. AT-5, Legacy of Ruin. The seed has been planted. All that follows is in the name of a greater, more beautiful sacrifice. We need to pick up Hasuke. It's Momoka's plant. It's basically her child. Also, there is conveniently a Maneki Neko on her shelf. What if that's a surveillance device by the Kinseki group?
Put me down. I can walk on my own.
Alright.
What happened? My room. It's a complete mess. Have Kinbi's guys been here already?
Careful. Someone might be lying in ambush.
Momoka ignores Hoshiguma's warning and runs towards the window.
Hasuke? How could this happen? Who cut my Hasuke?
Cut?
Following Momoka to the window, Hoshiguma sees the objects lined up on it and a flower pot. There's only the stem of a plant left. The upper half has been severed. Hoshiguma turns her head towards the trash can and sees the upper half lying inside. Someone did that on purpose! What?
Hasuke is a tree.
It's a bonsai tree!
A sapling. It didn't grow much because I haven't taken good care of it. Who did this and why? Why?
Momoka, calm down.
Let me go. I'll get revenge for Hasuke.
For some reason, Momoka seems to get angrier with each word that Hoshiguma says. Her eyes are wide, she is panting hard and trembling all over, seemingly willing to fight to the death. Hoshiguma instinctively takes a step back and even has the urge to gulp, something that she does not often do. Not that Momoka is trying to do anything to her, but Momoka intends to kill. Hoshiguma can sense it. That plant was like her child, dog. Wait! Why is the first victim in this event a plant? Usually it's a person, but somehow it still has the same weight. It was important to her.
Hoshiguma takes another step back and touches a water bottle. She immediately pours a cup of water and hands it to Momoka. Here, have some water.
Momoka does not answer. She snatches the cup out of Hoshiguma's hands and empties it in a single gulp, leaving bite marks on the edge of the paper cup. At least it seems to have calmed her down a little, if only a little.
It must have been Kinbi's people who did this to Hasuke, right?
Very likely.
But why? Did they cut Hasuke to vent their anger just because I wasn't home? How could they do this?
Judging from what I see in the trash can, Hasuke wasn't in very good shape.
Momoka takes a big step towards Hoshiguma. Hoshiguma almost knocks over the water bottle as she flinches.
Of course Hasuke is in bad shape. How can it be anything else when all my time is occupied with work?
Huh?
Of course I wanted Hasuke to grow up healthy and keep changing its spots until it's too big for my room. But I have to do it over time when the agency asks. I don't get home until 3 or 4 in the morning, and a lot of times I don't even remember when I last watered it. But that's okay, I could take notes and measure the water. But the people at the agency laugh at me when I say I want to take Hasuke with me on long trips. I tried those blogger tips and put eye drop vials in the soil, but it doesn't work. Hasuke's leaves always turn yellow when I come back from a long trip, and it almost wilted a few times. I had to work hard to save it every time. How could it grow when it's always on the brink of death?
It's very important to you, is it?
The question that came to Hoshiguma's mind was a rare species, but she immediately realizes that that is not what she should ask.
Is it a gift from someone dear to you?
No, I picked it up from the roadside.
The roadside?
I came to Mitsuku with Hanamaru, a cloud piece I had kept for a long time. As my work got busier, I no longer had the time to care for her, so I gave her away along with her climbing rack. I bought a similar one to remember her. I knew I didn't have time to keep a pet, so I thought I could keep a plant.
And that was Hasuke.
No, my first one was Ran. I tried my best to make time to take care of Ran, following the instructions in the manual to the letter, but after a few months...
Hoshiguma glances at the flower pot next to the Cloud Beast's climbing rack.
A little seedling sprouted in Ran's spot. I asked the flower shop owner and he said it was a berry seedling and suggested that I change pots. That was Ichigo. Then my windows... The windows of my room broke on a windy day, and by the time I got back home, Ran Ichigo Matsumaru... Togedono, my plants always die in strange ways. Togedono died because of a flood upstairs. I started suspecting that plants and I aren't good together, but I couldn't keep a pet because I might have to go on a long trip at a moment's notice at any time. But I would come home to an empty room without even a single blade of grass I could talk to without putting on a mask. I couldn't take it anymore, which is why I got Tamasaburo.
The electronic pet. What happened to the Masaburo?
When I talked to the repair shop owner, he said it left the factory with a defective motherboard. I picked up Hasuke with a spot from a trash dump on the way back from the repair shop. When I found Hasuke, I made up my mind. I would give up on keeping a plant if I couldn't keep it alive.
With tears in her eyes, Momoko walks from one end of the window sill to the other, showing them to Hoshiguma one by one. Hoshiguma is not sure whether to laugh or cry until Momoko pulls the last bag open. It is not a memorial for a pet or plant, but 2 memorial tablets. The names inscribed upon them are Kazuhiko Shino and Kumiko Shino.
What is this?
My mama and papa.
You don't mean...
No, it's not that. I grew up in Gokawa near the southern border. It was a small backwater nomadic city in Kanshiro territory. It was known for its plastics and chemical plants and nothing else.
Flashback?
Waste from the factories had polluted the water supply. People didn't know they were drinking polluted water until a few years before I was born. I managed to grow up pretty healthy, but my parents were not so lucky. Papa died when I was very little, around 5 or 6 years old. I was brought up by my mother. I don't remember much about Papa. As for Mama, she was never in good health. She complained about not being able to see clearly, feeling numb in her hands and feet, and was also prone to falling.
I mean, if it's pollution, it's probably originium waste. They probably had oripathy.
The Kanshiro clan hushed things up, giving people with clear health problems a pittance, while finding all sorts of excuses to deny relief to those who could still take care of themselves. Mama's condition had really deteriorated by the time Kinbi's agency scouted me, partly by persuasion and partly by coercion. She passed away not long after my debut. I wanted to attend her funeral, but the agency wouldn't let me, because I had become somewhat well known by then, and they didn't want people to know that I had came from Gokawa. They gave me the surname Hanyu, which sounds northern, because the surname Shino might clue people on where I came from. My relatives took care of the funeral, but the agency prohibited me from telling them the true reason why I couldn't go back. They cut ties with me after sending Mama's spirit tablet and ashes to me. The agency told me the best way to comfort my parents' souls was to become a star. Like force-feeding a foul beast, they kept telling me to become the biggest star in Mitsukue, in Higashi, on Terra. That it was the meaning of my entire existence. And so I kept walking down this path, forcing myself to believe that they were right, until a few days ago. My performing career was the entirety of my life. Anything that could help my career I had to do, no matter how unwilling I was. Anything that could hurt my career I couldn't touch, no matter how attractive it was. But I'm tired. I would be even without all those strange kaidan keeping me on edge all day. It's not that I don't like my work, but who can I talk to about these things other than work?
And that was your plans. She's a very lonely girl.
So this is what it's come to. Nothing I kept ever lived long, their memories forming a long row on my windowsill. Silly, isn't it? A girl who kills anything she tries to keep. Momoka Hanyu should go home alone, take off her makeup, shower, brush her teeth, and go straight to bed, then straight to work the next day when she wakes up.
Wow! Commentary on the idol industry.
Momoka Hanyu should do exactly as her agency says and stop trying to have a life outside of her performing career. But Hasuke lived for a long time even though I never took good care of it. But now...
Momoka? Sorry. What's your real name?
Haruka. Papa and Mama gave me the name because they wanted me to go far away. Away from Gokawa, away from the dirty water that killed without taste or smell. To live in freedom. I made it far away, alright. As for living in freedom...
Should I call you?
No, don't. Call me Momoka. Momoka Hanyu.
Sorry.
It's not that I don't like the name my parents gave me. How could I not like it? But I've come too far, I don't have a choice anymore. Haruka Shino has no parents, no relatives, no friend who knows the name. A breeze. A breeze is all it takes to blow her away. All I am is Momoka Hanyu, the performer.
Well, Hoshiguma now knows.
Even if the agency doesn't want me anymore, even if Kinbi wants me to get oripathy, even if he's trying to silence me, Momoka Hanyu is still the only thing I am and the only thing I can be.
No, What if you go indie? What if you branch out? Leave Mitsukue. I'm sure you could become indie. We'll hook you up with a couple of fucking famous streamers on Rhodes Island. Click. You official? Silence.
Then pack up, Momoka. We're leaving. Kinbi's ninjas could come back at any time. We need to go to Kajimachi.
Yeah.
The Ager wipes her tears and starts packing silently. Then she looks up at Hoshiguma, forcing a smile on her tear-stained face.
Say, can we go and see the fireworks tomorrow? I've been living in Mitsukue for so many years, but I've never had the chance. Never had the time to go. I used to tell Mio-san that I would go to the riverside and watch the fireworks if I ever lost my job. Now it looks like... well...
She never finishes a sentence as her smile gradually fades, as though she knows that is a silly question and is just waiting for someone to interrupt. Hoshiguma cannot find the word to console her. Kichise, what's up?
Bring it on, Bakayaro! I'll pay you double for what that Gomikuzu Kinbi is paying to cut off that white tail of his. I wanted a belt to go with his outfit anyway. Stop throwing this crap, what's in it? Kinbi's dirty photos or something? How much do you have to hate it to throw stuff like this?
Watch your tongue.
That's what I was waiting for. Jam, are you kidding me? Ugh. Ouch! My hand! I can't move it. What did those famous people say in their death poems? In the 50 years of human life? Well, I haven't lived that long.
Shut it. I was just planning to take you to the Ueyabun, but it looks like Mitsukue would be a better place without you.
Now ain't that an honor?
Shut up and accept your death, lest your spirit become a ghost that shall not know rest. What's that?
Swing!
My blade! It was broken by a shogi piece.
Oh! Tessai! Holy shit, Oni's strength is unreal.
Careful, Tessai! They mean business!
Take this, old bastard.
The ninja yells at Desai but throws a broken blade to Kichise lying on the ground. Kichise sees Desai's movements clearly for the first time. His iron fan pulls in the broken blade like a magnet. Desai swings the fan and the blade flies from the fan. What? He has a magnetic fan? Ugh! He redirected the blade!
Thanks, old man. You saved my skin.
You want to sleep? Do it in a bed. You still have to mind the parlor tomorrow.
Alright. Footsteps! Are there more of them?
Hi, hello. We're back.
Hoshiguma? Momoka? Are you alright? Were you crying, Momoka? I'm fine.
Kichise, you.
Would be dead if the old man didn't show up.
Uncle Tasai, Momoka's being hunted by Kinbi's people and has nowhere to go. I want to hide her in Kajimachi for a while.
No problem. Plenty of space in the old man's pachinko parlor.
Kichise takes one glance at Desai and realizes he is not exactly in a great mood.
What I mean is, she can stay upstairs in my shop.
Suit yourself.
Thanks, old man. I'll take her.
One moment. You really plan on parading her through the town as though that son of mine doesn't exist?
You mean Tetsuya?
He's been snooping around. The girl can stay at my place until he leaves. He won't go there.
Alright, we have a new hideout. Also a friend we can count on.
Well, let's go home.
What?
Tetsuya! Lucky Star ain't open today. What are you trying to do? Barging in while I'm out?
I'm sorry. I was looking for the Northern Court spy and I haven't searched your home yet.
Brother! Northern Court spy? That was just a ploy by Kinbi to get you to watch over Kajimachi, dog.
I'm the only one here. Do I look like a spy to you?
Wait, how did you get hurt? Was it the Northern Court?
Brother, it was your own clan.
Why would a Northern Court spy attack me? Just got in a little fight, that's all. All I need was a good night's sleep.
How about I bandage it up for you?
I almost forgot. You started selling medicine before working for Kinbi. You wanted to try your skills on anyone in town who had a bump or bruise. Must have read too many swords fight mangas. Fine, suit yourself. Let's see if your skills have improved.
Do they have a thing? Is he just casually hiding out in her home?
Who did this to you? It almost went all the way through.
Would you believe me if I said it was Kinbi?
Don't talk bad about Mifune-san, Kichise. He's doing it for the greater good.
Forget the greater good. I remember how you were crying about how you were going to become a swords master and clear your mom's name. What happened to that development with that? Wait, what? What happened to that with the development of Kajimachi? Did the window displays in the luxury shops eat up all your time?
I left. I didn't have to live off compensation money like you all. I didn't want you to think I was working for him out of greed.
What kind of bloody baka are you? I'm not kidding. It was Kinbi's men who did this to me. I would be dead if your old pop didn't step in.
What?
Ouch!
Sorry, but why would Mifune want to kill you? It must be a misunderstanding.
Bro, are you stupid? Do you not see the power struggle unfolding in front of your eyes?
Misunderstanding? I saw Hoshiguma once at the shrine and then his men started tailing me. You tell me where the misunderstanding is.
I'll go and find him. I'll smooth things over, and if he's really angry at you for some reason.
Are you his son?
No, he's Tesai's son.
You're beyond saving. Seriously. I want to introduce the muzzle of my gun to that dumbass mouth of yours. I'll get lost before I actually do it. I'll wrap the rest of the of the wounds myself. What a loser.
She's right, though. He is a loser. He's just being used by Kinbi.
So that's the truth behind the Kaidan. What about your family home? Shimasu, Sanoguchi, the bastard Kinbi killed all of them?
Strictly speaking, I only have proof for Sanoguchi.
Do they have evidence then? Moriuchi, Momoka, and that so-called Kami? Do you have proof of the diet candidate dying by your hand 20 years ago? I could never forget what happened that night. You came back with blood all over you, standing at the door of this very manor, not saying a single word. I thought you had failed to stop Kinbi, but you told me that the diet was dead, and you killed him. You accidentally killed Shuji, whom you were close to, while trying to stop Kinbi. Then you went berserk and started killing indiscriminately.
Shuji?
Diet candidate was dead by the time you came to your senses.
Oh. Oh. The ogre's rage.
Who can prove that you did it? Only yourself, when you don't even remember what happened. If you think that Mifune didn't kill Shimasu and the others, what makes you say that you killed the diet candidate? Well, there was a succession crisis brewing, and you did indeed kill brothers of the clan. Not one, but several. You thought the people wouldn't accept someone who would kill her own brothers. Indeed, you couldn't accept it yourself. The diet candidate was dead. My relationship with you was much better than with Kinbi. Placing the blame on you would prove that I was fair and unbiased at the least. Kinbi was a valued administrator who was conducting the bulk of the Kinsekikai's transformation. He put in honest work back then, and was more valuable than someone like you who only contributed to fighting. All of these were things that you said to me the next day, when your reason had fully returned. Your arguments were valid, for the greater good, and impossible to ignore at the time.
And that's why she exiled herself.
Did any of it have to do with the one who killed the diet candidate, though?
So if it wasn't Hoshiguma who killed the diet candidate, then it's gotta be Kinbi. And then Shuji died along the way, which sent Hoshiguma into a rage.
I wanted a straight answer. Did you kill the diet candidate by the name of Koreto? Yes or no? You said yes. The rest was history. I pinned the blame on you, then smuggled you to Lungmen. To everyone here, you had gone missing, having likely committed suicide because you feared punishment for the murder. But one lie must be covered up by another lie. If you had killed the diet candidate, then Kinbi and his people must have gone to protect him. Things snowballed from there. Let me ask you again, Hoshiguma. Did you kill the candidate? If the answer is yes, there's nothing else to say. I did my best after you committed the deed, and it is my fault the Kinsekikai has become what it is today. If not,
then it was Kinbi who set all of this rolling for 20 years. Desai says nothing more but gazes straight into Hoshiguma's eyes.
The only thing I hoped when I came back was that my sacrifice was not in vain, and that things had gotten better for the Kinsekikai. But I was wrong.
So you didn't kill him?
No, I don't know. I remember nothing from when I accidentally killed Shuji until I saw the candidate's lifeless body. All I know is that I had gone on a rampage.
Then why did you say yes?
Hoshiguma says nothing and looks in the direction of her family home.
Because of your father.
What are you doing here, Papa?
Why are there so many bad people lying on the ground? Did you kill all of them?
It's alright. Hajimachi is safe. Uncle Tasai is looking for you.
Is that Aunt Setsuko? Grandma Kinoe? Did all the bad people kill them? Even Tetsuya? Let's go, Papa. We need to tell Uncle Tessai. Why are you pointing your blade at me? Uncle Tessai, something's wrong with Papa. Papa?
Wait, Hoshiguma's dad wiped out the entire family?
Yes. Your father had killed Tetsuya in madness. But what do Tetsuko and my mother's death have to do with him? Hadn't he been protecting them? I told you, Tetsuya. Not just him, but what happened to your father too. It was all the fault of those wandering Oni. None of this would have happened if not for them.
Wandering Oni.
Besides, since when did I say that you needed to take responsibility for what your father did?
I'm not taking responsibility for him. All I know is that I was just like him at the time. It was either me or Kinbi who killed the candidate. It wouldn't have been anyone else. But it could have been me. And if things had gone on, it would have been me, sooner or later.
The aging Oni grabs a shogi piece from the table and smashes it to bits on the ground.
Yes, I was angry at your father, but you've always been like a daughter to me. Do you know who I was thinking when I made that Oni face on Hanya? Do you know why I gave you the shield before you left? It was for you that I made Hanya, so that you wouldn't repeat the mistakes of your father.
The Oni rage. So Hoshiguma's dad went in a rage, killed Tessai's son, and then Tessai's mother, and a few other folks in the clan. Why though? Chalking it up to Oni rage, possibly. Hoshiguma was also like that, she said.
That fallen noble house where I bought the materials and craftsmanship once had a splendid collection of legendary weapons. The stories say that they stole the secret arts of a temple, allowing them to craft weapons that were not only incredibly sharp, but also able to suppress the madness of the Oni.
Oh. Madness of the Oni. Okay. Lore behind the shield.
I didn't know if it was real, but the craftsmanship certainly was, and I made the shield intending for it to be my final work. But I felt hesitant at the ultimate step.
The handle.
The handle. According to the laws of the secret art, the part connected to the palm must be polished by the wielder personally, until it fits comfortably in the bare hand. It was like someone had poured cold water over me. The intention clearly was to make one learn self-discipline.
Oh. Okay, so the weapons don't have magic powers. It's just the act of taking care of a weapon that calms down the Oni rage.
What discipline would it take to polish a piece of metal until it fits comfortably in the hand? There would be no need for any secret art. So I never gave you the shield, which was why everyone felt themselves up to its designs and it had designs in the clan's leadership. That's why there were so many internal clashes at the time. High-ranking members looked for any opportunity to take each other out, but it was the rank and file who suffered the most. Even the honest folk of Kajimachi become caught in the struggle. That's how the events of that night came to be.
Hoshiguma is silent.
Karma! Karma! Right or wrong, things have come too far. There's no way to turn back the clock. How has Loman been? If life hasn't been kind, take your weapon, and we'll have Kinbi's head, if that's the last thing we do. We're descendants of warriors, and we'll have a warrior's death. If life has been alright, then leave now, and never think about Kinbi or me again. What happened between your father and I is between the two of us. It's not your fault. Stop going against your heart for the greater good. It's not your place to do so.
Lungmin has been kind to me. For the first time tonight, Tasai sees Hoshiguma's gaze meet his.
I'm glad to hear that.
But I'll go with you.
Why?
If this is indeed karma, then I want to clean up the loose ends before I go back to Lungmin.
What do you mean you're going back to Lungmin? Bro! You can't just go back to Lungmin after all of this and go back to your leash?
Farewell. Give Hanya to me.
You've decided how to reforge it.
The reforged Hanya would already have been yours if you haven't been running around with that Momoka girl. What's this ribbon?
A gift from my friends in Lungmin. I've been using it.
Take this. It's a step forward that you've learned to make compromises. I wouldn't bet against you if you faced Chishao once again, wielding the reforged Hanya.
It's a good thing to reforge Hanya, but there's someone I need to rescue. Kinbi's got Moriuchi.
The information broker who sells Odin. The reforging of Hanya can't wait.
The Kaidan was fabricated by Kinbi. The only people who know this are you, me, Momoka, a certain Kami, and Moriuchi. Kinbi would never let them walk. It's partly my fault that he's in danger. I need to help him. Fast.
I've got something for you, if you need a weapon.
The old man takes out a dusty box from a corner.
What's in the box?
Your old outfit and sword. I've kept them in decent condition.
Oh, that's where the sword comes from in her altar. I thought it was the blade that Momoka had.
The one that you wielded that night. Take it. Unless you mean to tell me that you've not changed one bit these 20 years.
It's also wild that we've progressed enough in the timeline of Arknights that characters introduced at the start of the story, 10 years have passed, and for Hoshiguma, 20 years have passed since she was in Mitsukue. So, at minimum, she's a 40-year-old.
Alright.
I see you haven't lost any of your guts. I've been meaning to ask, what have you been doing in Lungmin?
She's been a dog for the police.
Your clothes are a little too plain for a triad, but it doesn't seem like you've been leading a quiet life either. What's going on?
She was part of the triad for a bit, and then she became a dog. We don't talk about it.
I joined the Lungmin police.
Yeah, even Uncle Tasai is shocked.
Come again.
I work for the LGD, the Lungmin police.
Or late 30s if she joined the Yakuza early. What's up, Hermit? I mean, she's more attractive as a 40-year-old. Just round it up to 40.
You. No wonder the room stinks of a cop.
I know, right, Desai? She should just stay here. Swire can handle herself in Lungmin. Lin can handle the underground. They don't need Hoshiguma there. She's more needed here. Okay, we finally got her altar. After. But Moriuchi got kidnapped by Kinbi, mainly because he now knows the truth about the casino, the cover-ups.
Are you really going to Kajimachi, Mifune-san?
This is between me and Tasai and Hoshiguma. I have to put an end to it personally.
If things go according to your plan, Tasai will yield, even without Hanya.
Bro, they've thought for so long that the succession rights for the clan needed the shield, but Tasai only forged the shield specifically for Hoshiguma, so that she doesn't fall to the same rage her dad did. And it doesn't have magic powers either. It's just, take care of your weapon. You will learn self-discipline. Do not go into an Oni rage.
Does the idea of Hoshiguma coming back upset you so?
I don't see the need for it.
True, you would have much more work to do if she came back. I'll tell you this plainly, since you'll someday take over for me. What do you think is the most important to living well in Mitsukue?
Unity?
No, the most important thing is beauty. A fine appearance will turn the people's prejudices on their head. You and I, we all benefit from it.
Had to sneeze.
If I kept looking like a thug, they would have kicked me off camera the first time I was on TV. I never could have built Kinseki Channel into what it is today. It's important that we conduct our business with a proper look, with beauty. There's an Ursine author, his name escapes me. He says that if a gun appears in the first act of a story...
You mean Chekhov? Do we have an Arknights version of Chekhov? In Ursus? Is he a bear?
Then a Lateran must hold it by the third act at the latest.
Wait, Chekhov's gun in Arknights involves a Sancta? He was a Sancta! In Ursus? Oh wait, no. Okay, so the saying in Arknights is that if a gun appears in the first act of a story, eventually a Sancta has to use it. Bro, because only Sancta can use guns. Aside from Black Steel.
I believe there's a Colombian group by the name of Black Steel that uses guns as well, Mifune-san.
Speak of the devil.
Well, you know what I mean.
I get it. It's a figure of... It's a figure of words. It's a phrase of... Fuck. Fuck me, words are hard. Metaphors are hard. Figure of speech, fuck it.
Mitsuko is too big, and it has grown too quickly. A lot of times, it's hard for us to tell if we're still doing the right thing. And so we must make sure that everything we do has a proper beginning and end. That everyone is in their proper place. The trigger of every gun is pulled by the end. This is a proper appearance. This is beauty.
Says the albino snake man. I almost thought you were a vampire, but no, you're an albino snake man. There are a lot of Fidya getting introduced in Arknights lately. Mifune, Fluorite in Enfield, Director Chin in Enfield.
If I get your meaning, you want to see everything through to the bitter end.
Think of it however you want. Feel free to put my words to the test. Once you become the 4th chairman of the Kinseki Kai.
Right. Mifune wants to split off. He'll take over the Kinseki channel. Meanwhile, he'll put Mio as the chairman of the Kinseki Kai. A two-headed hydra.
Right now, though, you should prepare to deal with Hoshiguma.
Something tells me Hoshiguma should just retake the clan.
She is a tough one.
Mio should be her subordinate. Just like Jacinth and her maid in Pokemon ZA. If you catch my drift. Maybe this too is Toxic Yuri. Maybe this could be a throuple. Mio, Momoka, and Hoshiguma. Can't we just stop fighting?
But she is an Oni, and one who has already gone berserk once. Have you heard of an individual by the name of Chuilon?
Is it Chuilon? Quilon? That's a Chinese name. That's a Yanese name.
All I know is that he lived a very long time ago, and had something to do with the Oni and the temples.
Setting aside those old warrior stories, it's this legend that Tessai talked about the most. I don't know if they are true, but they are often contradictory. For example, Tessai has told at least 3 different versions of how Chuilon died. But my favorite version is cruel and beautiful. Before he reached Nirvana and entered...
I'm not gonna... That's too many foreign letters, dog. Okay, we'll try it. Kasnyana. Is that right? Kylon? Is it Kylon? Kasi... I don't know how this A is pronounced. Not the Enya. The A. I also don't know how to... Is it Kashnyan... Is that Kashnyana? Play IS-5 to know his story? Well, shit. I've put off IS-5 for a long time. I should also probably get to reading Surtur's story in IS. Just to catch up on whatever's going on with Lavatane.
Kylon heard the cries of the last Oni when they were forced to become the people of Ashihara. By then, however, Kylon no longer had the strength to leave Ashoka, nor wield a sword to save his people, or even keep his fiery blue wrath in check. The flames of rage took over Kylon's soul. He lost all reason and in his mad rampage destroyed an entire army even as he lay at the gates of death.
Chaslana? Chaslana? There's an Enye, so it's probably Chaslanya? Chaslanyana. Wait, fuck.
But the kin whom he was trying to protect were also destroyed by his sword. It is unknown whether Kylon died of exhaustion or took his own life, or whether he was so heartless that he attained Nirvana, fully at peace with himself in spite of what he did.
I'm not so sure you're telling me the legend of Kylon right now.
An Oni at its frailest when it realizes its own powerlessness. As to whether what follows next is depression or madness. Our foe has already demonstrated the answer once. Now get some rest. I have a guest to greet.
Uh-oh. Moriuchi. They captured him. Also, he's kind of the shittiest information broker we've ever seen. All of his information so far has been debunked. He makes Lee's detective agency look competent. But then again, they are kind of competent.
Mifune-san, I bid you good health. You're not hurt, are you? No, I haven't slept better in a long while.
Bro, you got shocked by a USB.
Yes, in your line of work, it's important to be of good humor, to smile, to be inquisitive. Call Hoshiguma. Tell her that I have something to discuss. See, Mifune-san, Hoshiguma helped me a lot, you know. Helped you discover the truth of the Wan Yudo. Yes, but not only that, right?
Yeah, he kinda inadvertently stumbled into the information about the casino on the 16th floor of a certain building.
What was going through your mind when you stood in front of your yatai? At a loss? Thinking about all those years you wasted chasing the Kaidan, weren't you?
Also the fact that the Kinseki group were just fabricating Kaidan stories to make Kajimachi look bad so that they could slowly push people out and take over the territory. That too. It kind of broke his whole worldview about about the kami.
Now you know it was all fabricated. You were fooled by me and these Kaidan stories I made up. Why? Why did you do it? None of your business. Just think of it as a stroke of bad luck. But life goes on after all. So if you're willing, there's something more concrete you could seize.
That's concrete, baby!
Are you trying to bribe me? Bribe? No. Make the call, and you could keep your little information broker gig going. Refuse, and do you know what the Kinsekikai does to our enemies?
Okay, so either call Hoshiguma or die. Hard choice.
Mifune-san, would you like a reminder of how you lost your right eye?
What? They took his right eye? I didn't know he was blind. In what eye? It's hard to see from this angle.
I haven't forgotten. I barged in on one of your negotiations while chasing a kaidan.
Oh my god, you got yourself into that?
I took one eye because you saw what you shouldn't have seen. I let you keep the other because I valued your talent. As a warning to you. Now it's time you showed your gratitude. Please give me a few minutes to think.
I don't think you have any other choice. Just call up Hoshiguma. Did you even exchange numbers? Mifune slowly draws his blade. Slow down, he's a playable character, he's got plot armor, no one's gonna die here. Moriuchi's gaze is fixed upon the blade's tip as it slowly moves to his own throat. I mean, they're not even gonna kill off a 5-star, let alone a 6-star. He gulps, unsure whether to open his mouth or close it.
What's that sound?
The office door is kicked open before Moriuchi can even react. Knock, knock, guess who? Didn't need to call her up. Wife? Wife? Wife?
Hoshiguma! Go. But you. He can't keep me, and I have questions for him.
I love the fact that Hoshiguma's altar has the exact same aesthetic as her 00 011 skin. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite skins in all of Arknights. And it's her altar. It has the same punk Yakuza aesthetic. Also, is there a mini Hanya on her choker? It looks like a mini Hanya. Ooh, the bandages at the breast. The fingerless gloves. The rings. The blue flame emanating from her. That's the Oni's power. The midriff. Very lickable. And also the giant... I don't know if those are... I don't know if those are pants or one of those long skirts. Either way, I think it's a long skirt, which makes it wild, dog. She's a bancho.
Why should I be anxious when something that I thought would take so much effort suddenly sorted itself out on its own?
Why did you forge that letter to bring me back?
It's complicated. I just told the story to someone else, and I'm not in the mood to tell it again.
Bro, you want the shield, but the shield was never meant for you. You guys just put your own symbolism on the fucking shield. It was always been meant for Hoshiguma. It had nothing to do with the succession rights. There's a mini Hanya on her waist. I'll check back on it.
But the old man must know the simplest reason, however slow he might be. Hanya.
Mini Hanya. Oh, this thing. The one with the Oni mask. It's a triangle. There are lots of beads also. I love the beads. I love the rings. This is a 10 out of 10 character design.
You didn't even think of that? Some Yakuza. No wonder he made an enemy out of his own son. Him and his beloved Aooni of Kinseki Kai. Mio!
Duel! With Mio.
I'm afraid your break's over. Stall her.
Alright. You think your boys can beat Uncle Tasai if you stall me? Keep dreaming.
Why do you think victory is just a question of combat?
What are you planning then?
You'll see.
Okay, Mio is distracting Hoshiguma while others attack Tasai, where Momoka is also hiding out. Meanwhile, the shield is still getting reforged by Tasai. Oh yeah, right. They left the shield at Tasai's place, so they're just going straight there.
while baiting out Hoshiguma here. Now I'd better be going. Hold it right there.
Okay, can you two not fight? Can you just kiss like a sloppy makeout?
You'll be the one holding it, actually.
Swing!
Fire and humming. The scattered screens continue to stand unmoving.
They've escorted Miss Mifune-san away. I will be your opponent.
Mio is also 10 out of 10 design. Like, holy shit, she's stuck in NPC jail. And also antagonist jail. NPC jail is one layer of hell. The second layer of hell is when you're an antagonist. Because eventually, if you want to become a playable character, they have to do mental gymnastics to somehow redeem their character. Sometimes we don't even try to redeem them. Artoria.
Your blade. Draw it. No need for the blade if it's you.
Is that so?
Oh no, the Oni rage is forcing me to kiss you. With the unpleasant sound of metal against metal, a black ethereal hand appears from behind Mio, leisurely wrapping itself around the white tanto. 3 hands, 3 blades. Nani? She's like Zoro?
You're strong, but that doesn't mean you have what it takes to get away from me, much less without drawing your blade. You think the sword's my only weapon?
Before she finishes her sentence, Hoshiguma raises her right leg and brings it down on the round table beside her with great force. And her entire body is a weapon. She's an Oni. The table flies into the air, blocking her opponent's view. With a powerful leap, Hoshiguma points her sheathed sword at the foe's head. 3 flashes greet her, cutting the table open like a hot knife through butter. The sheath encounters the black hand, delivering great force.
Yeah!
Okay. I was wondering, why did she have 3 swords? She does use 3 swords. 1 tanto, the shorter one, the katana, and then the mysterious gray one that's used by a shadowy hand.
Why don't you draw your blade? None of your business.
She only draws it when she intends to kill.
You're afraid.
Or that.
Afraid? Me? You're afraid that drawing your blade will cause something that you don't want to happen. Kylon's death, I see. What? But what you fear will happen whether you draw your blade or not. It will be your inevitable end, assuming Mifune-san's predictions are accurate. I don't really get it. Despicable. Me. No, not you. Me.
She's a Surtur wannabe. Who's holding up that sword at your back? It's not in your mouth. You're not Zoro. You're not Surtur. Run. Flee. Moriuchi does not know how long he has been running. He can feel his own innards shaking and trembling. Bro, he just left. He scrammed the moment Hoshiguma knocked the door down. Well, he's not a fighter, at least.
Did I shake them?
You got out on your own. Is this Kichise?
Who's there?
Oh. Forgot me so soon?
Kami-sama.
Don't look at me like that. I'm not here to help you. I don't like the answer about the kaidan that I got at your yatai. I kind of hate it.
I get that.
I had planned on cutting ties with you and the kaidan entirely, perhaps even leave Mitsuku and take a trip to the north. But someone asked me to do something.
The Kanushi. He asked you to find me.
Not him.
Who else could it be then?
Hoshiguma.
You don't mean...
Or Tesai.
It asked me to bring you a single message.
Oh! The Maneki Neko that he's obsessed with. The other Beast Lord.
Meet me at your usual rooftop.
Could it be?
I've delivered the message. It's time to go.
The Kami turns around on its unicycle no sooner than it got on than it sees Moriuchi is already a long way off.
Is this how you repay him when he searched for you for so many years? You know what? It's none of my business. Ring ring.
Moriuchi runs up the steps. He's running as hard as he can. A breeze blows in Moriuchi's face as he opens the door. Where's the Maneki Neko? Many a sunset has he watched lying on this rooftop, watching the sky turn from red to black until the stars appear before the light is overcome by the neon city. The hour is early. The sky should not look like dusk, but he pays little heed. Perhaps he considers it a sign of the coming Kami. He could not describe his own emotions as he gazes at the sky. Excitement, anxiety, fulfillment, emptiness, sadness. But he lies there, waiting for a guest who may never come, until the warm breeze sends him into a slumber. I don't think the Maneki Neko came to greet him. I think it just led him to a safe spot, where he wouldn't be found by the chaos.
Father, I think there's something behind the Kamidana.
Behave yourself, Toru. This is the sacred shrine.
But it's really there. Come, Toru, it's our turn to pray. Please, Kami-sama, keep our family safe and we may repay our debts soon.
What? Okay. First, I thought the Maneki Neko might be a Beast Lord. I think it might just be an inanimate object. But they do imply that it is a Beast Lord. Except it has this fucked up form. It's a lucky cat. Turbo Granny is at you.
There, the debt should be settled. With some money left over even. We're out of the woods.
What are you doing here? Are you bored of the shrine? Kami-sama, arigato. Father's mood has gotten a lot better and Mother has had time to take me out. Can I come and see you again? No, I'll definitely come and see you again.
Did it ever actually talk to him? Like a single sentence?
Our shop just opened. It's really pretty. Do you want to come and see it? I'm sorry, Kami-sama. I've just been helping out at home and haven't had time to come see you. Please don't be angry and let me see you. Kami-sama, are you still there? Did you leave? Or do you not want me to see anymore? I'll treat it like you don't want to see me, but you're still listening to me, okay?
Oh, he was obsessed. This child did not have any friends aside from this Maneki Neko.
Some things have happened at home. Father may have gone back to manual labor. Mother's been sewing clothes for other people. Her eyesight's declining. And I'm sure none of that has anything to do with you. You gave so many blessings to our family. Surely you wouldn't take it all back.
Surely.
Surely. Kami-sama, Father's dead. Over drinking. The blow was too great for him. Where are you? Please, Kami-sama. Where are you?
Okay, my man's has been obsessed with the Maneki Neko for his entire life. No wonder his whole worldview was shattered when he learned all the Kaidan legends were just fabrications by the Kinseki group.
This haunted house.
Bro, what are you doing in Hoshiguma's house, dog? People keep barging into Hoshiguma's house. Also, why do they use a BG of a warehouse for Hoshiguma's house?
It's empty. Something's not right. There's an underground? It's connected to the nomadic city superstructure. How am I supposed to search this place? This is far more than just one house of Kajimachi. The whole plate might be connected. No, don't get discouraged. As long as I can find that bastard.
Who are you looking for, Tesai?
What's this?
Tetsuya stands dumbfounded, staring at dozens of crates that someone has stacked up here. He blinks a few times and opens up one of them.
It's weapons. Katana, crossbows, grenade launchers. Is that the Hoashi emblem? That major Northern Court clan? Is this where they hid their weapons?
Wait, there was a northern spy? I thought it was just a ploy to get Tetsuya out of Mifune's hair. There was? What? He takes down a weapon-filled crate and opens the one underneath it, finding Northern Court standard issue provisions and medical supplies inside. Wait, there's a real subplot with the Northern Court in this Yakuza main plot? He furiously takes the crates down one by one, opening all of them. All contain military supplies manufactured by the Northern Court, every single one.
The Northern Court weapons that Papa says aren't here, but they are.
Oh! No! They were smuggled in by the Kinseki all along!
You've gone too far, boy. Who are you? Oyabun wanted you to look for traces of the Northern Court spies. It's enough that you found them. You've made a lot of work opening these up one by one. Did you just take my picture? This is big after all. Best keep some evidence to prevent disputes. Let's go. Where to? To Mifune-san. Wait, you were stalking me? That's not important. What's important is that you're working for Mifune-san, and so am I. And take that mask off. Huh? You're meeting the Oyabun. It's a little disrespectful to have your mask on, isn't it?
For some reason, Tetsuya feels a chill run up his spine, perhaps from the cold wind blowing in from the tunnels, and he has no choice but to comply. It's blackmail. Yeah, Tetsuya was surprised when he was told to take the mask off to meet Mifune, but we learned early in the story that Mifune was the one who gave him the mask in the first place. So, it signals that something's up with the situation. Alright. AT-ST-2. Symmetry. The audience bleeds on the stage. The actor weeps in the audience box. Meanwhile, back at Uncle Tesai's. Tesai-san has been inside for quite a while. I'm starting to get worried. Don't worry about him. The old man at his forge is like you singing on stage. Hoshiguma punching someone or me at the pachinko machine. Are you really good at pachinko? Famous words for every gacha gamer. Are you good at the gambling? Don't ask. Trying to change the subject, Kichise takes a cookie from the plate in front of her and puts it in her mouth. Uh-oh, I've almost eaten all the cookies. Why are all the cookies here Ninomiya's classic Sisti milk flavor? Is that Tesai-san's favorite? Tetsuya used to like it. If Tetsuya realized what kind of man Kinbi was... Well, he's about to. He would have realized a long time ago if he could. To be fair, Tetsuya following Kinbi around is really just the effect. The root cause goes back to old man Tesai. If only Tesai had your wisdom, Kichise-san. Uh-oh. He's here. He just came through the front door. Kinbi. Go inside, Momoka. I'll hold him off.
Let's not rush to a fight, kiddo.
Can these two just stop fighting and also make out sloppily? Can these Yakuza just get along. Can we power of friendship this shit? No.
My, how honored am I to be welcomed by the Oyubun himself. Where's Hoshiguma? She's enjoying the hospitality of my people and is unable to help you. Despicable scum. Blame yourself. I was trying to bait her with Moriuchi, but she bit the hook before I even had time to set up the bait. But I don't like to kill unless I have to. These are more civilized times. I'm here to extend a sincere invitation to Chairman Desai to attend my accession ceremony.
Your what?
You heard me. If Chairman Desai will not hand over Kajimachi whatsoever, then I must take the small liberty of taking over the leadership of the Kinseki Kai. After all, the position is already a little more than a figurehead. If you're too embarrassed to attend, you could just simply hand over the Hanya, and the ceremony can take place without you.
The shield wasn't meant for you, dog. It wasn't meant for me either.
Hanya is not a symbol of succession. It never was. It is if everyone believes it is. You favored Hoshiguma too much. You never even realized it, did you?
Oh. Right. Because everyone already knew, because technically, Hoshiguma was the first seat to inherit the clan.
Or did you choose to give Hanya to Hoshiguma because she went lungman for the sole purpose of snubbing me? What did she have that I don't, that you would detest me so? You think too highly of yourself. It's not about you, bro.
Bro thinks it's about him. Nah, the Hanya was made so Hoshiguma could quell her rage, dog. It was never about you, dog.
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear. It's not that I think too highly of myself, old man. You look down on everyone except for your beloved Hoshiguma.
Standing alone at the door, Mifune laughs. Momoka and Kichisei slowly move back behind the side.
Perhaps your son would not have turned against you if I told you this sooner. Why bring up Tetsuya? Did you think I opposed you in order to pass leadership on to that kid? He's not made for it. He's kind of a pussy. I know. Here's another one you look down on. Enough talk. I may not be able to beat you, but it's not so hard to stall you until Hoshiguma gets back. This is my house after all. Also, it'll be a good chance to try out the reforged Hanya.
Oh, he works fast.
Tameshigiri. Wonderful. I have something to show you before that, though.
Oh, wait, no. Tetsuya. Mifune reaches into his clothes. Desai keeps a careful eye on his movements, but all Mifune does is take out a few photos, casually tossing them to the floor. Yeah, those are the photos. They got those developed quickly. Desai catches a glimpse of one of the photos, which falls face up in front of him.
Tetsuya. Such a good boy, he did everything I asked of him to the limits of his ability, whether he could ultimately handle it or not. For example, he really did find the Northern Court spy himself. Why, you! I was surprised when I first saw the photos, but then it started to make sense. Tetsuya's mother may have missed her family in the north, but she steadfastly refused any approach to become a spy. Yet the mark of the Hoashi was on all of the weapons that we, the Kinseki Kai, procured in secret. My fault, I suppose. The Kinseki Kai's TV station wasn't as powerful as it is now, and those who wanted to play a piece of the Kinseki Kai would have to set upon the news like hungry bees. Eventually, I helped you find a place for the weapons, but you had to take care of the aftermath. You were forced to place the blame on Tetsuya's mother as you once placed it on Hoshiguma.
Oh. That's why. I see.
To you, the Kinsekikai is the king on the shogi board. You will preserve it at all costs, never hesitating to cut other pieces loose, be it a queen like Hoshiguma or promoted rooks like me that you look down on. I'm curious myself. What does Tetsuya even mean to you? Is he a rook, a bishop, or is he so incompetent that you see him as a pawn you wouldn't mind losing? If that was really so, what we would have to have a fight here and now. But he isn't, is he? He's incompetent. He's not a shogi piece. He's your precious son, not to be placed on the board. Shut up!
Clearly on edge, the old man seems ready to charge at Mifune with shield raised at any moment. But Mifune can see Hanya trembling in his hands.
His mother's name will never be cleared, if the same fate befalls your only remaining child. I said shut up! You're hesitating. You're contemplating whether there's a chance the reforged Hanya will allow you to neutralize me in one blow and bargain my life for Tetsuya's. Chance. What an obnoxious word. Were you scared? Unfortunately for you, there's more than one person who carries out my will. I'm not claiming strength in numbers, but the moment you swing Hanya at me, a button will be pressed, and these photos will show up on Kinseki channel. And you'll be free once and for all when Tetsuya realizes that he was right, and his father never cared about him, just as his father never cared about his mother.
Oh my god, he's such a snake.
What do you say, old man?
Fade to black. Well, they're in a bind. Voice on the TV? Wait, who's watching this? We still haven't explained why we got mysterious scenes on Momoka's TV in the dead of night. Maybe that might actually be a real Kaidan legend. Oh wait, no, never mind. They're just... right. They're just keeping watch of the situation.
What? No, it's not true. It can't be. Tell me this isn't real.
Tetsuya frantically shakes the shoulders of the ninja who brought him here, but he cannot even tell if the ninja is looking at him.
After so many years, you finally delivered Hanya into the hands of its true master. Unfortunately, I still have to complete certain tasks entrusted to me. Where is the deed to Kajimachi? No rush. The one who gave me the task wanted it done cleanly. For now, you can simply follow me.
He just gave it up without a fight for Tetsuya's ass.
Those two. The girls? I'm certainly willing to do you a favor, since you've been so cooperative so far. Come quietly and I'll spare their lives.
You can go to hell, Kinbi. I'll cut your tail off and make a belt out of it.
Kichisei!
His father's angry voice comes through the TV speaker, somewhat distorted, giving the scene a sense of surrealness.
Papa! Papa! Where are you taking him? Let me go! You want to get me? Come for me! Why him? Why?
Wait, Mio? Aren't you supposed to be fighting?
Mio-san, where's the Aoni?
Mifune-san's orders were to let her go when the time is right. Allow her to return to Gajimachi.
Fuck! We got baited! It was all a ploy! The plan worked to get the shield. We traded the shield for Moriuchi!
What of the boy? When do we let him go? Or are there other plans?
I don't know. The orders from upstairs were to keep him in the room and don't let him break anything in it. I wasn't told anything else.
I see.
Mio-san, I'm not sure how long I'll have to watch him, and I was up all night last night. I'm very tired, to tell the truth, and I kinda need to pee.
You can go.
Thanks.
What's on the TV?
Let me go. I asked the question. Let me go! Mifune-san's orders that you are not to leave this room. My father's gone with your people. He's yielded. What else do you want? I'm simply following orders.
The young Oni draws his Bakuto, but the ethereal hand emerging from behind the livery easily brings him to the ground. Ethereal hand. What is that hand?
Don't waste your energy. Won't you say something, Chairman Desai? Have you decided to stay silent for now? Suit yourself, as long as you speak when I tell you to.
The camera follows Desai. Bro, who's holding this camera? I thought there was only one person. Fuck it, ninjas. Ninjas are keeping eye on the situation and filming. Tetsuya sees his father leave the manor and enter the car stopped in front of the gate. After a short while, the door of the car opens. Through an unremarkable door is a splendorous meeting hall. What?
What's this place? Auction hall. Auctioning what? Kajimachi. You don't mean my father's... No.
I think they're auctioning you, bro. No. Wait. The next item for the auction is not listed in the catalog. It was added at the last minute. I present the very first ever TV set manufactured by the Kinseki Group, starting at 7 million. A TV set that looks so unremarkable, yet staring at the unremarkable price of 2,000 ryo, there must be something extraordinary about it.
7,500,000.
Kohei Mifune-san, are you serious?
Of course. I doubt I'm the only one who recognizes its value.
Are you sure? Regardless, we have a bid for 7,500,000 from Kohei Mifune-san. 7,500,000 going once, 7,500,000 going twice.
10 million.
In the middle of the screen, the aging Oni slowly raises the paddle in his hand. His old, feeble voice comes through the TV speakers. How are we watching this? Is this Mio-san's power? That's Chairman Desai of the Kinseki Guy.
What did Mifune say? 15 million? He's still raising the bid? What's he trying to do? Kill my father by putting him into debt?
The livery says nothing, but the young man sees a hint of pity in the eyes that goes a little further than what the number 15 million should elicit. 200 million? You two are bidding 200 million, Desai-san.
2. 200 million.
200 million going once, 200 million going twice. Last chance at 200 million. Sold! Tetsuya watches as Desai rises from his seat and walks past rows of well-dressed buyers towards a TV set that should have belonged to him to begin with. Desai-san, there's still paperwork to be done. Desai ignores the auctioneer and gently lifts the TV set the way he did when he marketed it to potential buyers, one at a time many years ago. Tetsuya raises his Bakuto again. He charges at Mio in desperation, but is once again thrown easily to the floor. Is this our Tetsuya, or is this the first son who already died? Again and again, the TV set continues to mercilessly send distorted sounds into the room. The sound of a camera, shutters, of people giving a show of applauding, of footsteps, of rustling of pen and paper, of car doors shutting, of car engines rumbling. What the fuck is going on, dog? The now unfamiliar sound of the door to his father's manor. Wait a minute. These TVs... This feels like money laundering? That could be it. Actually, right. If Desai was the one who first put out the object to sell to auctioneers... Oh, it might be money laundering. The now unfamiliar sound of the door to his father's manor.
Tetsuya has lost count of how many times he has gotten back up after being thrown to the ground by Mio. He charges futilely again when he hears the voices behind him. One like a ghost, the other like a man eating aki. Voices that hardly even seem human anymore.
Now give me the deed.
I think two things are happening at once in this scene. What we're watching on screen and a fight between Mio and Tetsuya. At least that's what I'm getting.
Sign here, stamp your handprint, and all will be done. You still can't do it, can you? But you understand that none of it is over until you've put your palm on the page. And what happens when I do? The deed to Kajimachi will become the collateral on the loan in the amount of 200 million.
Oh, right. That's how they're paying for the land.
TV set is yours once you give the payment to the auction house. It's Tetsuya that I'm talking about.
Okay. I now fully understand what's going on. Yeah, this is still happening in real time. This is just the setup for getting the deed to Kajimachi.
Him, same as always. Those photos of him will be sealed away forever. You'll never be able to pay back the debt. We can keep this secret together, and he'll be none the wiser.
The two people in the room with the TV both freeze. Yeah, there's nothing special about the TV. It was just about paying 200 million for Kajimachi. Or for Tetsuya. Technically, it was for Tetsuya. Even the Liberty, who should have seen plenty of such things, takes an involuntary step backwards.
You liar! He's a liar! Mifune is a liar! Don't do it! No! I know. It's not easy choosing between abandoning your son and a crushing debt. Money? I don't care about money. Money, business, titles, land. None of that matters anymore. But only this. Browsing my head to rotten scum like you.
Wait, what? Bowing my head, fuck.
And yet you bow still. Bow you will for the Tetsuya you failed to save from the rampaging Aki, and for the other Tetsuya you almost made a traitor out of. Promise me, you won't kill Tetsuya, Hoshiguma, or the two girls. I won't.
I don't trust anything he says.
He tricked me! He tricked me! Don't let him trick you! You're the Oyabun of the Kinseki Kai! You're Tessai the Kingpin! You're my father! Papa! Papa! This isn't supposed to happen. This isn't who you are. You're the villain who can turn Mitsuku's Yakuza upside down with a wave of your hand. You're the steel-hearted murderer who killed my mother. This isn't who you are.
As the old man places his hand on the ink pad, then leaves his red handprint on the paper, it seems like all life has been sucked out of him.
Good, very good. By the way, your son just saw everything that happened, from beginning to end. I'm sure he'll be grateful to you. No need to thank me. You! How dare you! Your son thought he was the same as me. He thought you always looked down on him as you looked down on me, thinking of him as a worthless substitute.
Yeah, the reason he tried to keep him out of Yakuza business is because he didn't want him to get into the Yakuza business.
I hope he learned his lesson and stops thinking of himself as the most pitiable man under heaven. How lucky he is to have someone willing to trample the last vestige of his own dignity for him.
That's true love, brother. It's true love. Father to son. A wave of the fan and the hand-printed sheet is cut in half, but Mifune continues to sneer. The image on the TV starts shaking. Something seems to have moved the camera. What? I think Hoshiguma's back.
Here's the camera. You deceived me. You let Tetsuya know all about this. You never meant to spare him. Why? Why would you deceive Hoshiguma? Deceive me? Deceive Tetsuya? Deceive is such a strong word. Hoshiguma learned that her choice was only ever wishful thinking. Tetsuya learned that you did love him after all. And you understand now, don't you? Mitsukue no longer needs you or the hypocrisy of the Kinseki Kai. Everything you've done was to fool yourself.
A loud noise comes from the speakers as the camera is smashed. The screen goes dark, but the speakers continue to mercilessly communicate the sound. The sound of Tesai's fan clashing with Mifune's sword. Cinema. The sound of labored footsteps. The sound of blade impaling flesh. No! Tesai! Papa? The sound of blood dripping. Papa! The sound of a body hitting the floor. Papa! Cinema. Die in the battlefield, or die fighting cops. Die to my vengeful blade. Don't die like this! Don't die for me like this, humiliated, trampled beneath another man's feet. You don't deserve to be my father, but I don't deserve to have you die for me like this. Why would you do this for me? Why would you do this for a fool? Papa! Mifune-san. Yes, I took over from the ninja. His reaction? I'm sure you can imagine. Okay, bro. I desperately want Mio to become playable eventually. However, she's being cold right now. It's hard to redeem her. You have no further use for him? Yes, what other orders do you have? Yes, I will go to the place where Momoka is being held. Wait, he lied about everything! He's not gonna leave them alone! Tesai died for nothing! It was just to show his love for Tetsuya! But was there not someone else? The woman by the name of Kichise? Mio, is it? Mifune told you to kill me, didn't he? He wants to wrap things up cleanly. He doesn't want any more loose ends, does he? Then do it. Kill me here and now. Otherwise, I'll kill you with my tooth and nail, whatever it takes to get me out of here. Go. Go. Go before I change my mind. Never come back. Wait, what? Why did she let him go? As the sun set, Tesai does not know. He has lost track of time. He remembers falling to Mifune's blade. He remembers Mifune grabbing his hand and leaving a bloody handprint on a new contract. Then the footsteps grow distant, and his vision grows gray and blurry. He wants to be free of all this. Uncle Tesai? We arrived too late. The old man stands back up feebly as he hears a familiar voice, perhaps out of guilt, perhaps out of lingering sentiment. Perhaps he does not want Hoshiguma to see the true extent of his weakness.
Hoshiguma.
Who did this? Kinbi?
Hoshiguma. I couldn't protect Kajimachi or Hanya.
Where's Momoka? Kichise? They were taken.
Kinbi was right about one thing. Sitting in my chair, I started thinking of everything as shogi pieces. Moving them, trading them, sacrificing them. But I forgot. I'm no more than a shogi piece myself, in the eyes of others. Run! You're no match for Kinbi. Leave this place. Go back. Go back to Lungmen.
Nope. That's a flag that she might stay behind after all. No, I won't. Sit down, Uncle Tesai. I'll find the doctor.
Don't bother. Can't you see? I'm beyond help. Uncle Tasai. I'm here, Uncle Tasai. I'm not going anywhere. Sit down. We'll sit together for a little bit. Just like old times. Hoshiguma helps the dying old man sit down. She casts her gaze towards the tall walls in the distance. There are lights flashing outside, and the sounds of tracks rolling over the ground. She does not care what it means. Kajimachi is dead, and she cares not what will become of it later. All she knows is that she must stay with the dying man. The old man's breathing grows weaker and weaker, and he begins to feel the rumbling of tracks too.
Bro, they sent in the demolition crew not even 5 minutes after stabbing him.
He looks up in terror, but his eyes can no longer see. The ground trembles beneath him. Is that a sound I can't hear? What is it, Hoshiguma? What is it?
It's... Hoshiguma stops in mid-sentence, choking back tears. After a while, she growls from the back of her throat. It's the signal to begin the fireworks show.
The fireworks have begun.
Yes, they're getting ready. You hear the commotion, don't you?
Yes. Kajimachi hasn't been so lively in a long time.
A smile appears on the old man's face. Bro! The sound of the fireworks is obfuscating the fact that Kajimachi is getting torn down. An engineering vehicle rams through the manor's walls, causing the beams to shake violently. Brother, they're still in the house! Not too far away, the pachinko parlor's machines are crushed to pieces, sending tiny balls flying everywhere. Do you hear the fireworks?
Yes.
Focus on the fireworks, old man. You don't need to listen to the sound of your home getting demolished. The sound of fireworks going off, taiko drums rumbling, the noise of the crowd. He feels the trembling of the ground again, its joyful dance. He hears the faint sound of car horns from vehicles caught in traffic jams outside. He senses his own heartbeat, growing slower by the second.
No, I can't.
In his final moments, his heart races once more. Hot blood flows swift through his veins as the dying man gazes at the sunset, thinking that it is a rising sun. The wrinkled hands fall weakly. Rip. Uncle Tesai! Found the body that the witness reported. The suspect matching the description of Hoshiguma. Oh, now they're also framing her? Was this part of Kinbi's plan too? Shut up and come with us. Yeah, we know Kinbi also has his hands in the police. Calling the police, letting you see me with Uncle Tasai as he draws his last breath, so that I'll once again be suspected of murder. Was this part of Kinbi's plan too? Did his people call you? This is what I mean when I say that cops are bastards, Hoshiguma, and you shouldn't need to come back to Longmen. I see. Hoshiguma takes a leap and sees a familiar foe before the policeman says anything. Yakuza. Ninja. You're in league with each other. The policeman looks down at his own feet as Hoshiguma swings her unsheathed sword, trying to cut a path through the faint but inevitable dusk.
Cinema. Cinema! Uncle Tasai is dead! Kichise and Momoka got kidnapped. And now we have to rescue the princesses. Anyway, I feel like that's the best stopping point for this act of the story. Next Sunday, we will finish ATO with the finale of our story reading. Hopefully, Hoshiguma can just wrap things up cleanly and we can rebuild the place. But that'll be it for now. On Wednesday, we will be playing. Actually, no, either Wednesday or Saturday. Oh wait, no, Saturday we're doing EX stages and S stages. So on Wednesday, we're playing Enfield again. We're gonna do side quests, possibly. We're gonna do Lavatane's story quest, actually. That wasn't in the beta, so I'm excited to see that. That is new content that I haven't seen yet. I'm already Authority 50. I've finished where the story leaves off, which is exactly the same place the beta leaves off. No more new main story content, but Lavatane's quest? Haven't seen that. Excited to see it. Anyway, thank you to everyone that stopped by, chilled out in chat, and watched us read and react through ATO. We will be back next time for the finale of the story event. Once again, my name is Nez, and I'm gonna see you friendos next time. Bye-bye.